Okay, so you have an end user that is having trouble with their computer. They don't know how to submit a ticket. Maybe they weren't paying attention during training, or it's been a while, they didn't get training. They don't know what icon they need to click on or bookmark that they need to use, and they probably don't remember their login, or maybe they've never been given a login. Usually they just try and grab somebody, maybe a workmate or a technician walking down the hall, or they send a text to someone. They may not have a technical vocabulary, so they can't describe the problem very well, and they probably have never even considered attaching a screenshot or describing the steps to reproduce the problem. If you've worked in IT, this is all pretty common. You're probably used to this sort of thing. So this is what we put together as a solution for this and a few other things. So this device is a little USB hub. Most of your clients probably have this on their desk anyway. It has a button right in the middle of it that has your logo on it. It's probably a strict upgrade to any client swag you might have been handing out already, like a mouse pad or flash drive or something like that. The advantage to having the physical button is that there's really no training required for end users. They hit the button to get help. They can hit it without having to close anything on the screen or find an icon or know a password. So when the end user hits this button, it's going to bring up a pop-up on the screen that helps them submit a ticket. All of the text is totally customizable, and you can have it say whatever you want. It also launches a bunch of scripts and other programs that start collecting information and performing various diagnostic tests. It only asks the end user for very basic information. If they aren't in your ticketing system, it asks for additional identifying information so you can find them and figure out which client or department they are in. They don't have to have a password since it authenticates based on the machine and the Windows account. We've intentionally worked to make the least amount of effort for an end user to put in the ticket as possible. We want this to be very fast and easy for them, easier than picking up the phone or trying to find someone. So on the far end, this is what your technicians are going to get in their ticketing system. They get this perfect ticket that has come in. They get a slideshow that they can go in and watch that shows not only what happened when the user hit the button, but actually what the user was doing before they hit the button. So we have all of the steps that they have taken and everything that we need to reproduce the issue. So you can figure out what's going on and how to reproduce it, even if you really don't know the software that they're using or the specific parts of the software or what their job function is. So many issues that we see are not really computer issues. There's nothing wrong with the computer. It's just the end user is confused and maybe they're doing something incorrectly, but they think that there's a problem with the computer. So this lets you see that and weed that out very quickly. The report just has a ton of real-time diagnostic information, the type of stuff that would take you 20 to 30 minutes to collect by hand manually if you were pretty fast tech. It flags anything that's a potential issue or slightly out of spec, so you can start looking at that stuff immediately. This is extremely good for tracking down intermittent issues that aren't happening when you get the client on the phone, because you can see all of the real-time processes that were running when the button was hit. You can see disk queue length. You can see what was happening on the network. Websites that they might have gone to recently are flagged if they are, known as bad or containing malware. This ignores whether they've cleared their browser history or not, and it's just going to save you a ton of time. You don't have to get somebody back on the phone. You can figure out, is there actually an emergency out here? You can have your users basically become your tier 1 technicians. They're submitting perfect information with a ton of diagnostics already done, and it's uniform. Every ticket comes in the same way, so you can actually go through these and parse these to try and figure out larger and ongoing issues. It integrates with a bunch of ticketing systems already, and it can also just submit tickets as emails. If your ticketing system can accept emails, then it does that by default. We're building out more integrations and features and a lot more tests, and we have a feature roadmap of things that we're working on right now on the site. There's also an FAQ there that goes into a lot of this stuff in more depth. This started as an in-house project for us. We run an MSP. We built this just to help us with our workflow for our users, and we just sort of, when we realized how much time we waste just trying to collect information every day before we can even start the ticket, But it was, so successful and it helped us out so much that we just kept putting time and development into it. And eventually we decided, hey, maybe we should show this to other MSPs and see if anybody else wants to try it out. We hope you like what you see here. You can sign up right now and try it out. We will ship you a button you can test with. You don't have to talk to a salesperson. You can just log right in right now and start playing with it. This changed a lot of the way that we were able to do business, and I hope it does the same for everybody watching this.